the internet and social media are now really part of the infrastructure of our daily lives. And brands that aren't embracing this are destined to be irrelevant.
As widespread use of technology increases, industries across the world are fighting to stay relevant. Mobile, web, and multimedia are at the forefront of the new media revolution. Broadcast and print medias are embracing new technologies and social media platforms and are ultimately changing the face of news industries that we once knew. Apps and social media take traditional news to the next level.
I think there's a bunch of things that are really changing in the past couple of years. I think the user experience, which I think used to be really the most important thing, the single device user experience, I think now is giving way to user experience across a multitude of devices. So I think what consumers really want now is for everything in their lives to be smart about who they are, to be intelligent about how it works. So it's not so much just the user experience of your single, tablet or phone, but it's how everything works together. Your phone and your computer and your tablet and your refrigerator and your car and everything else. And that's really exciting. I don't think anyone's really invented the best metaphors for a whole life user experience. So we hope to be there at the creation.
I think the best thing about sort of the tech side of media then is that you can be a lot more specific, you can be a lot more niche. So like a newspaper, for example, covers a very wide range of areas. Maybe you're just interested in the sports section or the business section, or maybe you care about sort of the current affairs and stuff like that. Not that I don't. So you can be a lot more specific on sort of tech and apps in particular. I think it's probably something that we're going to see diminish a lot more in the paper versions of media in the coming years. There's some interesting stats about mobile. There's meant to be more people using mobile internet than desktop PCs by 2014. Obviously that's going to massively impact the print industry as well.
People are much more accountable for their actions in terms of what they publish, also in terms of who they publish to, and in terms of advertising, which is pretty much what feeds the printing and the media sector. So technology improves that because you can tell who it is that you're reaching, their age, and everything else that comes, all the metrics that comes with being able to see who the audience is. So yeah. Once again, I think it's fantastic because it increases the accountability factor, because then they can see who they're reaching, they can see how many times their newspaper has been read, or how many times, what pages are much more interesting. They can see what sort of content they need to kind of push out more. They can see what they need to avoid. So it pretty much allows them to see, not to see, and touch and feel what their audience is doing. Not really. Still prefer to use the iPad.
I think apps already are huge. I mean, we've already seen that. I think the next stage is, well, personally, I'm really interested in HTML5 and where that's going. And I think it's not quite there yet, but eventually, if we have one platform for everything, that's a perfect ideal. It saves us a lot of time, but we're not there yet.
I think, well, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot more interactive, as in it would deliver content that is tailored to your needs, your interests, and so on, and you would be able to respond to this content, interact with other readers, interact with the publisher. The content will actually depend on your actions and what you do and how you consume it. It's not just going to be an article or a piece of read that is static there. You read it, or you consume it. It's going to be videos, anything else, games. But then the key thing is, depending on what you do, depending on what you're reading and how you're reading it, you can interact with the publisher, with other readers. You can get more stuff from it. Really, it's going to be more like gaming experience rather than standard media.
Real time just isn't enough, right? It's not just one stream of things going on all the time. You have to do so many things. There's so much information overload. So it's not enough to just do one thing at a time in real time. You got to be juggling 20 different things at once.